And welcome to another stream. I'm Wizardly, and today we are playing StanlyParable Ultra Deluxe. This town, geez, we are playing today. I know that I have basically switched my entire streaming thing to racing games, but this is a special. 2 years on, and I'm still doing this rubbish. Anyway, the StanlyParable. I remember when this game came out. If I'm not mistaken, this game amazing, and this is the Ultra Deluxe. So there's added content where I think like so many new seen it before, not played it before. Make sure you go out there and buy it because it is a fucking amazing game. Let's get straight into this. This game is amazing. I love this game so much. I could play this game for hours, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to play this game for a couple hours.
Stanley
I'm not going to talk.
Where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how to push them, and in what order. This is what B427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was... And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He was at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. Showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even hi. In all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up and stepped out of his office.
Right, so that was the intro. Amazing game this. So basically, you have this so let's get straight into this.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So, you have lots of decisions to make, but for this first run through, we're going to do it exactly as we're told. Exactly as we're told, so we're going to keep walking. Look at all the details. You've got I hate Monday's mug. Coffee spilt on the floor down there. Cool. Keep an eye on this door. Just remember this door.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So we're being told to enter the door on the left, so let's do that. Door closes behind us, you'll notice throughout this game.
Yet there was not disbelief. Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Right, to the boss's office. So an answer there.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Told to go upstairs, so let's do that. Like I say, from first is that called? Nothing that way, the door's not openable. Walk into the office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2845.
Incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, he happened to input the correct code by sheer
Oh,
luck.
it's gone dark.
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
So we walk through here. This looks kind of spooky. I'm guessing button. Yeah. Well, we go down the lift. Lift. And now it's loading. Beautiful.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
It's a good question, narrator. It's a very good question.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
We could go that way. We could. We're not going to though. We're going to go to the mind control facility because that sounds fun. There's a button here.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to find out.
Guess we're going to go this way. So let's do it. A load of computers here. Some interesting details. Very interesting.
Monitors jumped to life. Their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom...
That guy was fired. So it's weird. This is freaky. What is going on? Found another button.
This mind control ability, horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
That seems like the most accurate way of doing this.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even? Had he truly spent entire life utterly blind to the world?
Apparently so. Apparently. Ooh, what's going on here?
Controls labeled with emotions. Walk, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Mind control idle. Awaiting. Some stuff down there, some other stuff up there. System power. Switch it off. Hello? Hello?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his code?
You're not kidding about it, slow.
How had he been free machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or feel.
I can see the world.
It will be, and that was all he needed
It's
to know.
beautiful.
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
We're being told to step through the open door. I'm gonna wait for it to fully open. Open.
He felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility.
I have no
of a
control
new
now.
path before him. This was
That's it.
exactly
I have no
the
control
way,
of the camera now.
right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
So that's it. That's the end of the game. We're done now. That's it. We are finished. No, we're not quite finished yet. We've still got loads to do. Still loads to go. But right back at the start. So,
All of his co-workers
what
were
else do we do?
mean. He decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a
actually.
trace of his
Oh, I
co-workers.
could get up on top of the computer. Ooh. I can do stuff. Oh, God. I walked out.
At first, Stanley assumed narrative was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you
No, we're
think
not
would have
sick of the
happened
gag yet.
If you had told me that you wanted this to stop, do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really
We have to come
miserable
back and
listen
pick the
to,
other option.
then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
We're clearly just going to sit in the spot. Clearly just going to sit in the spot. This is what this game's about, is you annoy the narrator, basically. So we sit here for a little while, and we'll see what he does. What if we click no again? We can't click no again. Yeah, okay, we can't click no again. That's the window we fell down from. It's just one box. We can't do anything here. We're just gonna see what he does. Just gonna see. Just gonna see what happens. See what goes on. I don't think there's anything else we can do. What if we click yes? We can't click yes, so we're stuck here now. We have to see what he does. So let's see what happens. Come on, dude. White screen. White screen. White screen, white screen, white screen. Anyway, while we're waiting for him to talk again. So this is the 2-year anniversary of my channel. I started this channel back in 2020. During lockdown and all that good stuff. I was bored over lockdown, so I decided to start this. Thought I'd give it a shot, see how it goes. Over the last 2 years, I've not been consistent. I know I haven't. I am starting to be very more consistent. Very more consistent. Learn how to talk, Hayden. Learn how to talk. Anyway, I've started being very more consistent. Again. Anyway. And yes, I switched this down to basically just racing. Mostly F1. I do have other stuff planned in the future, but at the minute it is just F1. I'm really enjoying that game at the minute, so I'm sticking to that. We are doing this right now because I wanted to do something a bit different for the anniversary stream. Seeing how things go. We might actually have to restart. We might have to. Right, I'm just going to leave you for a minute. Just one minute. We'll see what happens when I get back. Okay. I'll be back in a mo. Right, so I'm back and he hasn't done anything yet. So basically, when he doesn't do anything, you have to do this. You have to be in the game again. Some endings you have to do that, some endings you don't. You forget which ones are which. Right, so we'll start
All
again.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply memo.
Right, so this time, instead of going left, like you tell us to,
Stanley
we're going
came
to go
to a
right.
set of two open doors. He entered the door on his left.
This is my
was
left,
not
right?
the correct way to the
Definitely
meeting
my
room,
left.
and Stanley knew it
Ah,
perfectly well.
Damn
Perhaps
it.
he wanted to stop by the image first, just to admire. Yes, truly worth admiring. It had really been worth
Oh
the
yeah,
detour
definitely.
after all,
This.
just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Look at this beautiful artwork. That one.
Yes,
That one.
really worth it being here. A room so captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
There's another painting. Oh, what's found here? Umbrella.
At this point,
4.
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
It's possible. It's right. Sure, let's go with that one.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Nope. I'm gonna stay here. Just gonna stay right here. Why aren't those lights on? Why are those ones on? I don't know. Whatever. Fire up. Hey, flashing. Cool. Can't see outside. Just a blank white space anyway. Let's read some papers. I don't think it's going to give me any more dialogue. Let's go.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Right.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Yep, back on track.
Yet
Cool.
there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Shift global market. Yeah. Monetize free to play. We working for EA? Is this EA? Okay. Ooh. What happens if we go in
Stanley
here?
stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here. So
Yes,
he
I
turned
did.
around and got back on track.
Didn't. Nope. Didn't get back on track. Stay here. That's interesting. Okay. Very
No choice
yellow.
to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still.
Well, there's plenty of reason. Look, there's some yellow stuff and some blue, yellow pots and blue pots
Baffling
and
that
a
Stanley was
stapler.
still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Yeah, well, this is what I love doing. It's a staple gun, a wrench,
Are you really
thing.
staying in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
It's funny. There's some masking tape, another yellow pot. What's down here? There's
You
a
do
big
realise there's
adjustable
no
wrench.
choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I'd have thought to mention it.
Yeah, well, your story's only like 10 minutes long, okay?
Maybe
More
to
masking
you, this is
tape.
somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say,
Bum, 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 bum,
did
bum.
you get the broom closet? The broom closet ending was my favourite. I hope your friends find this concerning.
My friends find me concerning anyway. It's fine.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got
Hey.
the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with
Pretty
drug
much.
money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yep, definitely. There's another bit
Well,
of
I've
masking
come to a very
tape.
definite conclusion about what's
pliers.
going on right. You're dead. You got to this
Oh
broom
yeah,
closet,
definitely.
boarded a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in a situation like
Yep.
this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby, the person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Nope, not gonna do it. Not stepping out into the hallway. Stay right here. Oh, this is fun. Look, there's a broom there. A mop bucket there as well. Yep. This is fun. I want the bloom closet ending. It will happen. It's gonna happen. You said broom closet ending. Still staying here. Not moving. Still not moving. Still staying here. So how's it all going today, guys? How's things going? 2-year anniversary and all that. We've been going for nearly half hour, you know? Jesus Christ. See what else is in this broom closet. There's a ceiling. There's a floor. There's some walls. 4 of them. Shower unit. Alright. Oh, Jesus. It's quite late at night for me right now, so yeah. It's a cable on the floor. That seems quite dangerous. Okay, I'm bored.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Wow.
You too?
Fungus.
Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Yeah, I don't think you can do anything else. Let's go.
Coming to a staircase,
Go downstairs.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ooh, this is freaky.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy,
1, 2,
why had he
B4.
taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
What is going on here?
For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors
a good point.
close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter,
Also a
these
good
rooms
point.
were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer,
Yeah.
an explanation.
That's quite a relief.
He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought
that's
it
quite
all
freaky.
very odd and wondered
Some
if
freaky
this
shit
voice
right there.
spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Oh God,
He felt
oh God.
the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Will it now?
Okay.
You're really not though, mate, are you? Well,
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real.
oh, that face went red.
I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Ooh. Everything went black.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Mariella?
Mariella woke up on a day like
that?
any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane and in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
God. What an ending. What an ending. Jesus Christ. And we're back at the start.
All workers were gone. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. All that you think an achievement is worth? No.
Yep.
I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I'm still not feeling satisfied witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
50 clicks. Right, let's do this.
No,
I'm not even
I'm still
counting.
not feeling
There we
it.
go.
I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417. 417. Let's find 417. 420. 425. 26. 17.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
37. So that'll be this way. Right. Just ignore that. Just ignore that. 37. 37. 37. Is that back here? 30. 37.
Excellent. I think we're now 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
415. 415. 7. New content. 415.
Now, back to door number 437.
37. 37. 17. 25. 26. That's the one in the corner, isn't it? 37.
Let's see.
Yeah.
How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Copy
All right,
machine.
Back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now.
17. 17.
17.
17. 17.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
419 is 418. 499. 419. Let's do this. Get up there.
Yes, this is great. Putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 417.
So that's 17. That's 1. 20, 25, 26. 17. That's 15. That's 418. 30, 29, 28. Where's 418? It's 17. That's 18. Oh, it's 16, wasn't it? So 7. Oh, we've unlocked the new. Can't do it. Can't do it. Oh well.
When
Can't do it
Stanley
until
came
new
to a set of
content.
2 open doors,
Oh well.
he entered the door
I've only
and
got the
left.
achievement anyway. Let's go left. Let's do this. New content
Not a
doors
single
full.
either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer.
Okay, let's go up to our boss's office.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
You may think we're doing the same thing here, but we're not. What we're going to do is something very different.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Can't remember the
What
code.
could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
Extra secret.
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Let's get down. And now we're loading again. box.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No, he didn't.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll.
The door behind him was... Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
That's not gonna happen,
Stanley
dude.
was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I want to see what my death looks like. I'm stuck here
As
now.
the machine
Oh,
whirred
I'll
into
move.
and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the big
Pretty much.
picture. He doesn't know the apt for narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Bye, Crawl World.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral
what?
instant, Stanley was obliterated, as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly. Yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley got the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see? Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start.
That's my office. Whoa. The two doors. Oh. And one is here. Office computers. Based on the worst of StanlyParable 2013 team. More stuff that way. Let's see what's this way. 431 to 436. The maintenance room. Still got that to do yet. Soon the game would become a scientist and the world waged war against the narrator. We realised shortly after starting to build it there. It's for the tone of game, plus some people interpret it and it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Freddy's. More office stuff. Apartment tunnel. Into the apartment ending. A time will give you 15 seconds to pick a phone and not picking up the phone lead to a different. The cargo lift. Fair enough. What's Stanley. This is all very weird. I've not actually done this one before. Okay, that's weird. Merged from another part of the game. Fair dues. No, I want to press the button. Okay. Apparently this...
Oh, look at these two. How they destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
On or off?
Can you see?
Can
you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your Xbox. There's no other way to beat this. As long as you move forward, you're someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Ooh, that wasn't a nice sound. That was not a nice sound. So we're back at the beginning.
To step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that need. If I can make this door, I can make it through them all.
Oh, it's different. It's different this time. Sometimes it changes it up a bit, depending on what ending you last got. Yes, I know there's new content that way. We're not going that way.
And Stanley came to open door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley
through some of it now. Like, we've been through it enough.
Just to admire it.
Oh Jesus!
Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I didn't. I took this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Pretty much.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy,
Nope.
really, I'm not. I realize
Yes, you are.
investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this
I want
time.
to go that way.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Yeah.
Let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
No, we didn't.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through
What?
the red door.
Where's the... No, he didn't. He walked for the blue one.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay, I'll walk through the red
Willing to
door.
listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, doing right now. Don't you
Oh,
see that
another
it's clear,
circle.
Stanley? I
We're in
wanted
another
to
circle.
stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think Well, I think I have a solution. Here, let
course
me
you do.
show you.
Of course you do.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley... No, wait. Where are you going? Oh, no.
What's the staircase here?
Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Will we then?
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing. No!
Okay.
Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Oh, it's gone all sparkly.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Nope, we'll do this. Let's go back this way.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
There's a big staircase. That's a real big staircase.
No. No, no. What are you doing? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Oh,
Stanley, let's go to the room. Can you inform me? My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
well,
Am I
clearly
reading
I'm
the
not dying.
situation correctly?
Clearly, I'm not dying. So what if I throw myself off again?
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore.
Pretty much, yeah.
I just wanted us
I
to
am
get
walking
along,
slower.
but I guess that was too much
I'm
to
walking
ask.
slower every time.
It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
What happens this time?
Is it over? It's going
Oh, I actually died that time.
I'm going back.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So, that was the Stanley Parable. This was my 2-year anniversary stream. Thought I'd do something a bit different this time. If you like what you see here, make sure you hit that follow and make sure you come over to the YouTube and subscribe. Catch up on all of my streams. Everything I've ever done from the last 2 years is up there on YouTube, pretty much. There's a few hidden videos. Other than that, everything's up there. So make sure you go over there, subscribe, make sure you come over here and follow on Twitch. Make sure you come join my Discord for all the latest updates. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I think that's all of them. Also, come visit my website, www.wizardlyplace.co.uk. This has been the Stanley Parable. I've been Wizardly. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Goodbye. I said goodbye. Sorry. It wasn't working for a second there. Also, I clicked the wrong one. Goodbye.